Hi, meteorologist Matt Noyes, 1 degree outside Weather Network. Evening update on Monday as we get ready for one more round of snow coming through. That's going to coat the ground, coat the roadways in a lot of spots too. And it's going to leave some accumulation as conditions go downhill. But it is the last gasp. And after about 10 o'clock in the evening or so, at least between 10 and 11, it's out for almost everybody. Just a reminder that this video, along with all our others, is on our streaming network. You can find that on your smart TV. Just open up the YouTube app and search for 1 Degree Outside Network online. It's at 1degreeoutside.live. And on our app, it's linked right atop the home screen of the app. All right, let's get into it here. The storm center is gone. It's way off to the east. So why is it still snowing? Well, we still have the jet stream level energy that needs to come overhead, and that's what's happening right now. Plus, you see that dashed line that's drawn across southern New England. So there is a wind shift boundary in here, a little weakness in the barometric pressure field, and that allows for kind of a concentration of some ongoing snow. It's interesting. One wind shift already came through. In fact, do you see it over the south shore of Massachusetts? The wind arrows kind of coming together, those stream lines coming together. So this is the wind shift we were waiting on to drop from the northwest to southeast. It opens the door to the colder air, but it also really focused some of the ocean effect snow, some whiteout conditions for a while at Duxbury, then at Plymouth, and kind of swinging down along the south shore. You can watch the radar anytime through our app. It's totally free and 5 stars on the App Store and Google Play. Search for 1 Degree Outside Weather. I say that because by showing radar at any point when I'm recording a video, I'm going to date the video, but you're going to watch this all through the evening. So look, as of the late afternoon, we're looking at an area of snow that's beginning to come together now from the White Mountains to the Worcester Hills. That is what's going to drop south and east, and depending on when you're watching this, you may be dealing with it, right? So visibility has still not been bad during the afternoon, but this is going to intensify as it drops in. What I think is really interesting is that while there's been colder air kind of snapping in, do you see how Keene's at 19, Springfield's at 21? There's actually a little tongue of warmth and moisture, and the dew point is up a little bit from Worcester to Manchester relative to, let's say, Portland and Augusta. So it's in this area where you have a little bit more moist, a little bit warmer air that you actually are going to ignite it when the next disturbance comes in, that atmospheric energy we talked about. So in terms of snow rate, you look through 615 and say, well, it's not that bad, right? It's probably a 1/4 inch per hour. Yeah, watch what happens. We actually see an expansion of the 1/2 inch per hour rate showing up in that solid white by 8 o'clock. You're getting into more of that across the Boston metro. And then, my goodness, look at that. Provincetown, parts of the Outer Cape, you're very close to inch per hour snow that comes in all over again. And this is at 9 p.m. Now, I told you it's going to end between 10 and 11, so it must shut off quickly. Yeah, for the most part, it does. I think that by the time we get to 11 o'clock, most of us are done, although the Outer Cape may take a little bit longer. But you got to figure if it's going to snow at 1/4, at 1/2, or at an inch per hour in some spots, that is going to add up a bit here over the course of the evening. So the more conventional radar forecast as we go through dinner time, 6:30, I'll play things through a bit more. Western New England gets more and more out of this, but the farther east that you go, the longer that lasts into that 10 to 11 p.m. time frame. And then once everything lets go, the sky actually does clear out tonight. But of course, with the temperature dropping, look how cold it gets overnight into tomorrow morning. There really is no road treatment that's going to work effectively or work well, at least not on any of the local roads. So we are talking about an issue where you're going to have some icing going on again during the course of the night, not because anything new is falling from the sky, but rather because you've put it on the ground in the evening, then you're going to lock it in real tight. So this is still a challenge for the road crews, and especially when you figure how much more snow are we getting? Well, just over the course of this evening, take a look. The white is where you get a coating to an inch of snow. The blue is where you pick up 2 inches of fresh snow. And that deeper blue along the South Shore, that's more like 3 or 3.5 inches of fresh snow. We might even do that same thing on the Outer Cape because that little burst that I showed you. And across northern New England, some of it has to do with elevation, like in the whites, but you come into Maine, and eastern Maine will pick up another couple of fresh inches this evening as well. So yeah, it's not a small deal, right? And that's why we wanted to make sure to give you the update on it anyway. You can see the overnight low temperatures that we looked at dropping down below zero in spots. The wind chill tonight will certainly go sub-zero. So if you decide you want to get out there and snow blow or shovel that little bit of snow here when the evening is over, again, it's going to be pretty late anyway, but it's also going to be pretty cold. Tomorrow, talk about cold. It's cold every day. Every day, the high temperatures will be in the teens and 20s the rest of this week. The wind chill by day will be in the single digits to around 10 each day. The wind chill by night will go sub-zero. So notice during the day Tuesday, your feels like forecast, your wind chill is only running at about 10 degrees or so. Then we pull everything out of here. The next disturbance comes in tomorrow afternoon, but it really is weak. It's a couple of flurries or snow showers in the mountains, and that's about it. And then we get through midweek, and things are fine. Storms are taken off the coastline, but as long as they're off the coast, we're doing okay. The only thing we have to watch is by this weekend, what really wasn't looking like a super favorable pattern for storminess. You could tell that there was a chance of a storm there, but the hope was it would stay down to the south and east. Well, much like this last one, it's trying to show signs it may want to come a little farther north. So we'll be watching that for a Saturday night, Sunday, Monday type time frame centered on Sunday, but it's early to say whether it's even going to happen, let alone the exact timing on it. So we will be keeping you posted. If you enjoy this and you want to support the mission, you are our strongest support. We appreciate that, along with our sponsors and partners that you see sometimes in the videos and apps. Membership.onedegreeoutside.com. All right, be careful out there this evening, and just keep in mind, for some of our towns, a big question everyone's been asking is, are we going to have school tomorrow? Are we going back to the routine tomorrow? Look, some towns, yes, some towns, no. I honestly can't tell you based on your town, because it has more to do with what's going on in your town than it does with the weather. And I know that sounds odd, but basically it has to do with staffing. It has to do with how many pieces of equipment are out there, and that's all kind of town by town, and whether or not they can get to the sidewalks in addition to the streets. So good luck with everything. Again, be careful this evening, and we will always see you with updates as needed all the time at 1 Degree Outside.